under Uniform Commercial Code 440.2511 by tender of payment 2 and 3.
It's not applicable to this case.
And could you tell me why, Your Honor?
Because the UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance. Sir?
Yes.
I'm asking a very simple question.
This sovereign citizen squatter was firmly corrected in Judge Simpson's courtroom. Judge Simpson keeps things very straightforward here and makes it clear that the law is not something you can bend to fit your own ideas. He explains that you can't invent your own type of money and expect it to be accepted as rent. The law is clear. Only officially recognized legal tender can be used to pay debts, including rent, the so-called cashier's check, filled with foreign symbols and made-up details, simply does not qualify. Judge Simpson calmly walks through why it has no legal value and why courts cannot accept it under any circumstances. The message is simple and direct. Personal beliefs do not override established law. Now, I'd like to hear what you think. Should squatter laws be stricter? Or do you believe squatters deserve more protections? There are always strong opinions on both sides, and the comments usually get interesting. With that said, let's jump in and watch Judge Simpson explain the law clearly and handle this situation live in court.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, Your Honor?
What's your name, sir? What is the claim in this case?
Judge, this is a non-payment of rent action with a money judgment being requested as well. I'm showing that rent is due in the amount of $1,588, court costs of $217 for a total rent retained of $1,805.
And sir,
Yes.
how do you intend upon paying this?
So, Your Honor, I actually tendered payment to Group 5 Management on November 3rd. And my form of payment was refused.
Was what?
My form of payment, she refused payment.
What was your form of payment?
A cashier's check. I actually have the voided check here. And I'm asking for
You had a
yes.
cashier's check? Let me see.
If this is also the refusal in the email from the landlord. All right.
Danny, do you know anything about the refusal of payment?
I do not, Judge. Obviously, I'm standing in for Mr. Weiss. I believe my client or the client was supposed to be on. My understanding was that it wasn't a cashier's check. It was a counter or a check. And the reason it would have been refused was because he's had more than 3 checks come back as insufficient funds. But I would ask if I don't see if he's on here, Judge.
From Randolph Court or Group 5 on the Zoom? We don't have anybody checked in.
We don't.
Email.
Judge.
Hang on, Ms. Zane. He has an email saying about the refusal. Well, it's a text message screenshot.
Yes, it's an email. I actually
Okay.
screenshotted it.
And it says,
If you're enjoying videos like this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's a simple action, but it makes a big difference and helps support the content you see here. Every like and subscription helps the channel continue bringing you moments like this. Now that that's covered, let's jump right back into the video and see what happens next.
from a somebody with the last name of Aslam, ASLAM, indicating that they received a rent check in the sum of $1,238, which the check that he showed me was in the form of an over-the-counter check. However, must be certified funds. And then, second page, as the system will not accept this, maybe. But
Yeah, Judge, my notes on the ledger show counter check, which is a check that's not, it's one of the ones they give you from the bank. And so again, that's
Okay.
the position I was taking anyways, it was refused.
so,
because
sir,
Yes.
Is there a reason why you can't get certified funds to the landlord?
Well, they actually accepted December's rent from the same check, Your Honor, from my bank.
Okay, but if,
Well, because it costs. And my defense is that under Uniform Commercial Code 440.2511, by tender of payment, 2 and 3,
it's not applicable to this case
and could you tell me why, Your Honor?
because the UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance.
I'm sorry?
The UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance.
It's a commercial transaction, Your Honor.
The UCC does not apply.
Okay. So where could I find this at that says that this isn't a commercial transaction?
That would be your assertion. I'm telling you it doesn't apply to this.
Just for my understanding that the Uniform Commercial Code governs all commercial transactions in commerce. And so based off of this law, tender of payment is why my defense is that once the tender of payment was refused, at that time, the charge or the total amount was discharged.
Even if you were to do that analysis, you can't then have unjust enrichment, which means that you want to move.
I'm sorry?
You can't have unjust enrichment, so you'd have to move because you can't have the apartment and not pay.
No, I mean, I paid the rent. They took the exact form of payment in December.
I understand it. Not being able to afford rent is tough, and most of us have hit hard times at some point. Many people can relate to stretching things way too far just to get by. Struggling is real, and there's no shame in admitting that life can get difficult. That said, being broke doesn't mean you can hand your landlord a fake payment and expect it to work. No one seriously thinks they can show up with a made-up cashier's check and act like it settles the rent. You can't talk your way out of real-world rules, and the courts definitely aren't going to fall for it. What's surprising is how far some sovereign citizens go to avoid taking responsibility. Over time, it seems like a mix of bad advice, online echo chambers, and upbringing plays a role in shaping these beliefs. Small online groups often reinforce ideas that don't hold up in reality, especially when tested in court. And honestly, Michigan seems to produce these courtroom moments nonstop. Week after week, there's another case where someone confidently argues, with a judge using internet screenshots and personal opinions. One person even tried to use a board game bill as payment and looked shocked when it failed. At this point, the courtroom drama alone could be considered a regular show for spectators.
Sir, are you going to tender a check or no? Or certified funds to them?
I'll tender payment.
Are you going to tender certified funds for the 1805?
So, Your Honor, my rent is $1,238, and just the extra $700, $600. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but if they accepted the rent payment and from my bank in December, I'm sure I don't know why they wouldn't accept it now. They refused November, and then
Okay.
they accepted December.
Sir,
Yes.
I'm asking a very simple question.
Yeah.
Are you going to tender certified funds to them in the amount of 1805?
I will surrender. I will submit funds.
Certified funds to them.
I plan to. It costs me to do certified, so I would.
As does
I would
the
like to.
NSF transactions that they've had in the past. So that is my question to you. Are you going to submit certified funds
I'll submit certified funds.
in the amount of 1805?
I like to debate that amount because I'm not sure where that amount's coming from. My rent is $1,238. In court costs, I'm not sure where the other $600.
All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Defendant to submit $1,238, which at this point is the undisputed amount in certified funds to the landlord no later than December 29th, 2023. And then we will look at the disputed amounts. I will adjourn this matter to January 5th, 2024 at 2 p.m. And I would just note to you, Mr. Smith, that if those funds aren't in, I'm not hearing any additional argument. I will be granting a judgment, which will be for their full amount, plus what will at that point be January's rent.
Your Honor, also, the 4th I have to work, so every time that I'm coming here, I'm having to take off of work. And
Sir, I cannot help that.
I mean, is there a way that we can set a different date?
That is my next day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I can almost guarantee that the next time we see this guy, he'll be back in court looking genuinely confused. He'll probably say something like, "Your Honor, I handed him a paper that said $1,200 on it." The problem is, that's simply not how money works in the real world. Writing a number on paper doesn't magically turn it into rent or payment. This person truly seems to believe he can create his own form of currency and expect everyone else to accept it. But the court doesn't care how neat it looks or how much effort went into it. Whether it's handwritten, printed, or decorated, a fake payment is still a fake payment. Personal creativity does not replace real financial rules. Under U.S. law, specifically 18 U.S. Code 514, passing a counterfeit or fake financial document is a serious federal crime. This isn't a minor mistake that gets brushed aside with a warning. It carries real consequences, and courts take it very seriously. Claiming ignorance or personal beliefs won't change that outcome. On a lighter note, if anyone from Michigan is watching, I genuinely have to ask what's going on over there. It feels like every week there's another courtroom moment where someone confidently argues legal theories they found online. Many of these cases start with "I don't agree" and end with "you have no authority." And somehow they keep popping up in the same place. With that said, we'll wrap up today's hearing here. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this case. Do you think Judge Simpson handled it fairly? Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Take care, everyone.